Jared Blikre is here with a closer look at some of those technical moves that we're seeing in the sector. Jared.
Yeah, so we're looking at some of the worst days here, particularly for Apple and NVIDIA in about 4 weeks. Let's pull up the technicals for Apple. This is over 6 months. I put candlesticks here, and I'm going to put on the 50-day moving average so you can see how previously when we were descending from these highs, we skipped right below it. That was a huge down day. We were descending pretty rapidly in here. I did a study at the time that saw that when Apple falls from a record high very quickly, it tends to be prolonged. In other words, that drawdown tends to be prolonged. And indeed, we came right above the 50-day, and now we are selling off strongly from it once again. That is a clear technical signal that we are to be on alert for further downside, potentially. Now I want to take a look at NVIDIA. I'm going to put a 3-month chart. This big red candle up here, that was a record high, by the way. That occurred on its earnings day, and there was some interesting action with respect to buybacks. They sold about $1 billion worth of stock at $499. I'd never seen that price before, so that was potentially exit liquidity for some insiders. I think the main point here is that NVIDIA has not been able to climb above that high there. So even though we are still close to these record highs, I would be a little bit cautious at this point. Now I want to go to XLK. That is the Spider S&P 500 Technology Select Fund. And I'm going to put a 5-year chart on here so we can see what's happening and put some lines there. I've heard some rumblings on Twitter. Tech is setting up for a huge double top here, and here's how this would play out. However, you'll notice that we are missing this final down leg here, and in fact, you would have to breach 120 decisively to the downside in order to get that topping formation. Right now, we could easily skirt to new highs. I do want to see a break above these highs here eventually, especially to confirm strength, but for now, I think tech is in a decent position. I'm going to show you Microsoft. Microsoft also in a very similar chart, but also decent position. And then just finally, on the tech note, software versus SOXX, that is the chip stock. Software over the year-to-date, that is actually, the SOXX is actually outperforming year-to-date. However, over the last month, you will see that software has come from behind, and so software indeed looking a little bit better than the chip stocks at this stage. Shauna.